All right, guys, good morning and welcome back. All right, yesterday I made a video on how to run a fashion brand, and I got some messages from some um, subscribers here on YouTube asking me how to open an outlet. That for some of them that want to open a fashion outlet, they were asking me the machines needed to run this business effectively. Now, bear in mind that this video is going to give you more insights on the machines to use, especially for those of them or those of us that might want to run it as a ready-to-wear business, that mass production. That if you have interest to run this business in a bulk production, now this video is for you. Now I will advise you to sit back, take pen and paper, watch and jot down some vital information to know. It will be of great interest for you to as well um, know the actual machines needed for any business or this fashion business you want to open or run. Because if you procure the wrong machine, it will affect you on the long run. So it's better you start on time to buy the actual machines needed for you to have a perfect production, productivity, and save costs in order not to rebuy machines later on. So now, if you want to open a fashion brand in terms of a mass production, I will advise us to rent an apartment. An apartment. Now, apartment comes in form of 2-bedroom parlor, 3-bedroom parlor, 1-bedroom parlor. However, be the case. Now, the reason I suggested apartment is for you to have enough time to work all through the night with your workers. Now, if you happen to rent a shop, a regular shop, or office, or where a plaza, bear in mind that you'll be having limited time frame to work, and your workers most at times might not be able to meet up with the demand. And also note importantly that in such firm that you are going to be running a mass production, the workers mostly start working during the night or they work overnight, right? So if you already have these things in mind, there will be no need for you to rent a shop, except you already have a shop already that you want to include ready-to-wear business, mass production in it, fine. But if you are to start afresh, I would suggest you rent an apartment. 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom apartment is ideal, right? Then also note importantly that your customers are not passerbys mostly. They are from contacts, supplies, marketing strategies you adopt for your publicity. So when you rent an apartment, depending on your area, so you factor in the cost of renting an apartment, like 2-bedroom parlor, your area, you check the cost, then you put it down. Then after the apartment, if it's a new apartment, fine. If it's a new apartment, you can now renovate, paintings and other decorations, stuff and stuffs put in place, right? So now the next thing you need to do is to buy the machines for you to use to start up your work. Now, it is recommended that at a starter in a ready-to-wear business, once you want to employ workers, once you're not the only one going to work or do the whole serere in the job, right? Now, if there is finances enough, you are to buy at least 3 to 5 industrial machines. Now, in buying these machines, there are still some specific machines you need to procure and not anyhow machines. So I suggest you get what I call the direct drive industrial machine. Direct drive industrial machine. Now it comes in different brands. You have the Two Lion, you have the Email, you have the Brother, you have the Hudong, you have all sort of Janome, all sort of brand. So get the direct drive machine. Now, how do you identify them? By simply telling the source of supply that you want a direct drive it doesn't come with coil under the board. It doesn't have a coil. It just comes with the head and the table, like the one I am using in my office. I had to change the ones I had before, which was the regular industrial machine, to this new direct drive machine. So it is power efficient. It is also noiseless, soundless, and possibly the best machines as of now for you to procure. So you are going to procure either 3 to 5 of them. Now, the reason for you to do this number is for you to have enough workforce to produce as many possible outfits in a day as possible. Also bear in mind that it will also go a long way to save you costs in your fuel or your bills, NEPA bill or light bills. Because if you have only one, you will have a limited production and you incur more costs to run the generator sets or the NEPA bills, right? So, but if you have 5 or 3 to 5, you will be able to produce massively when you buy one particular bill, either fuel or the generator set fuel, right? So now, after that, the next you will get is your weaving machine. Now, weaving is a very essential machine in a ready-to-wear business or in a mass production business, because you cannot afford to be taking your sewn clothes out elsewhere to weave. The inconveniences will be much. So it is suggested that you use your own weaving machine to weave, because it makes the work faster and neater. And there are some areas that you cannot sew if you have not weaved them. Then they have what they call 3-thread weaving machine. They have 4-thread and they have 5-thread. So their uses are different, but at the end of the day, you see weave. So if I'm to suggest, you can get a regular 3-thread weaving machine that weaves normally, then get a 4 or 5-thread weaving machine that weaves and sew at the same time. Now, this 4-thread weaving machine will help you to sew what they call 2-piece of trousers, joggers, those sport wears, where you can just weave, and after cutting, you just weave, and it will be weaving and be sewing at once. So you won't need much again. So you can get a normal weaving machine, one, and get a 4-thread weaving machine. Now, the cost of these machines are fluctuating. It's not fixed, but you should budget at least 200 for the 3-thread machine and 250 for the 4-thread machine as of this month, 1st of April 2022. This is the least cost market price for these machines. Now, the next you will get is your industrial steam iron. Now, this steam iron will help you to give your sewings or your stitches or your packaging a fine finishing. Now, steam iron comes in different forms. They have the two-lion steam iron. They have any other brand steam iron. But if I'm to suggest, you are to procure those foreign use steam iron that has water tank and the handle resting on it. Now, those ones I think are more efficient and save costs. Now, you can procure them online, or you can look for the vendor or anybody that sells foreign use items from containers or crates. You can approach them to procure them. I think the least price you can get them is around 15 to 20,000 naira for that. But if you are going to use the two-lion machine, you are going to spend 40,000 naira for one. So 2 of them will be 80k, as against the foreign use steam iron, which will give at least 2 of them for 40k maximum. So you must buy 2 for efficient use. You must also know that you have to buy a dry cell iron. Now, this dry cell iron will help you in your gummings and hard iron points, right? Don't use your steam iron to gum. It will spoil or stain the surface and it will start burning the clothes. So keep steam iron for finishing touches and some visible areas that you need to iron without burning or scratching the surface of the fabric. Then after that, you're also going to need cutting table. Now, cutting table will be at least two, and it will be long enough and wide enough. Now, that too should be able to contain 4 people or 3 people at a stretch, cutting, or minimum of 2 people at a stretch, cutting fabrics on it. So if you are to use the cutting table you have to make sure you get a big one with the whiteboard HDF or so. Then use it for your table and make it to be high enough so that your workers will not struggle to bend while cutting. Then after that, the next you will get a shelf. Shelf where you put your sewing items, your sewn clothes, your pocket clothes. Shelf where you store your important sewing accessories in your shelf, right? So you can get this one or two as the case may be. Now the next I have here is you need to get mannequin. Now mannequin will be in the line of production you are going into. If you are going to produce babies ready to wear outfits, you have to get babies mannequin. They have the one of a unisex mannequin, which the outfits can be worn on it, whether female or male outfit, but the mannequin will serve. I think it's being sold for 30K or thereabout, depends on your location and market. Now, the next as well I have here is ring light. Now, ring light will give you a brighter, a finer lightning effect on your pictures, your videos, because you have to be snapping pictures, making videos of your products to upload on Facebook, on Instagram, and every other social media platforms for people to see what you produce. So if I'm suggest, you have to procure a 22 inches ring light RGB. Now around 30K will give you that. So that ring light is very, very important for you, for your products to be having a clearer picture and if enough lighting effects on the pictures. So next I have here is your sewing accessories. Now it's recommended that you get linings, material gum, sewing accessories in bulk, right? In bulk, because it will save you more costs when you buy them in bulk than buying them bit by bit. You tend to spend more money in that. So you can budget at least 500,000 depending on your budget. You can still start with 100K or 200K, depends on your budget. So now the next I have here is your generator set. Now, because of the nature of NEPA lights or EDC in our localities, it cannot be trusted except on some areas using federal lights. So if you're in the federal light zone area, fine and good, you might not need a big gen or thereabout, but then still and still, you still need to get a gen in case there is power outage at any point. So you can use your generator set to power it, your office or your house for production purposes. So if I'm suggest you have to buy a Suvmec Fireman generator set, which I would suggest the 8000 gen or 4000 and above. So this generator set will help you as an alternative to power supply. So the prices as well varies, depends on your location and market you are buying from. Now the next I have here is your name branding. You need to register your business name, your fashion brand name, your ready to wear name. Register it so that you don't have anybody tomorrow trying to claim the brand or coming up to take it off from you, or taking the name and register before you, and tomorrow you will lose the originality of the name and then start to change tomorrow. So it's better, it's advisable you go to CAC, register under company limited liability. This will help you to use the brand name for other businesses and not only solely for fashion designing. But if you don't have the money, you can still register business name, which is cheaper, around 20,000 naira or thereabout, can get you a business name. Now the next I have here as well is you need to get your tag, your what's it called, your label. Now your label and your tag should come because each cloth you make should have your tag and your label on it for originality of outfits and advert as well, and as well to package your clothes to give it an advanced look when it goes out there in the market for sales. So the next I have here is your mirror. Mirror for your workers, for your effects on your outfit, on your outlet, office. You must have a mirror, no matter how small or how big it is. So I have here next is fashion frame, where you put your brand name on the wall with the lettered name on the wall. I think one letter is being sold for 1,500 to 2,000, depends on the italic or boldness or the width or the font of the name and each letter is for, I think, 1K. So you have to multiply by the number of alphabets in your brand name for you to know the cost of that one. Then the next I have here is you need to get what's it called again? Okay, I have talked about brand name, Miro, mannequin, 2-bedroom apartments, machines. So now coming back to the machines, now you need to as well know the cost. So the cost for these machines vary. Honestly, it varies. There's no specific cost or actual cost for it. So you need to make your market survey to know the cost. But please make sure you are buying the direct drive industrial sewing machine, be it email or 2Lion. But if I am to suggest, I would suggest you go for 2Lion. I would suggest you go for 2Lion. Reasons being that 2Lion hardly gets faults, panel faults. But other brands I have used, I have encountered 3 to 5 times or occurrences of it having panel problems, panel being burnt, you know. So, but then 2Lion so far have been using it. There has never been any major fault aside the regular servicing and maintenance and every other thing. So if I'm to suggest for you, go for 2Lion industrial direct drive sewing machine. So this is what I use in my shop. All of my brands for the industrial machines are all 2Lions. The emails I have, I think I have sold them off. And some of my students that own the machines, they have all taken the machine. So I procure 2Lion because I have experienced the both brands. So I prefer 2Lion industrial direct drive sewing machine. And it tends to have more power and more force in when you are using it to work, unlike the other brands as well. So now, this is my little advice to you. If you want to start this business, you need to start on time, and you need to arrange your money first before you start up thinking how to go about it. Because if you have announced you want to start a fashion brand, ready to wear business, and you have not gotten your machines, your accessories ready, you'll be frustrated along the line, right? So there is still no problem by buying these items in small quantity, like 1 machine, 2 machines, 1 weaving, you know, 1 mannequin for a start, maybe no generator set for now. You depend on NEPA lights, or if you have constant power supply, you can still buy the generator set, maybe buy 1 iron for a start. There's still no problem about that. But it's advisable that you buy them in 2 or 3 so that you can have efficient production and maximum production. Then, if you are to employ workers, some persons as well ask me, how do I pay my workers? The simplest answer I give them is, I pay them by commission, right? Because commission is the only factor you use to achieve the maximum production capabilities or efficiency of any worker, because he or she will be counting on each work he makes or she makes. You pay him or her according to the number of clothes he or she is making. So if you have workers, you have to pay them by commission. Salary is good, but it will make them to be sluggish and delay their actual strength in production, because they will be considering how much are you paying them for them to kill themselves for you. So you need to as well know all these things and know how to go about it. So commission basis is the ideal thing to do when you are employing workers to work for you. Then, having said this, also note that you need to open social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram. I keep saying this, TikTok accounts. This will help you to market your products. Now, you must make sure you also have a good phone. Very important, please. A good Android or iPhone for you to use. If I'm to suggest, you are to get a Redmi for Android, iPhone, any of the brands, any of the models you want to have iPhone, you can buy. Get Redmi, Samsung, you know, any good Redmi phone. Oppo is still good. So all these brands are good. Xiaomi products are good. So you need to get any of these products for you to use to capture your day-to-day activities in your shop, because most people will like to be seeing your finished products, the processes you undergo to make them, right? And as well, while doing this as well, you can as well open a YouTube channel for your shop or your outfit or your outlet for you to make videos of how you produce and upload. This will in turn give you publicity and as well give you potential customer, because you might not know who might be interested to partner with you for mass production. Then at the end of the day, your customers will come from marketing strategies where you go to supermarkets, malls, and persons that sells babies or adult outfits or adult clothes for patronage, and you market your products to them and give them in dozen at a wholesale price, which they buy and pay you. So in conclusion, in summary, the actual money you needed will range from 3 million to 4 million, 2.5, 5 million naira, depending on the number of items you're procuring, and also depends on the quantity as well you are buying in all of these areas I suggested, right? So when you get to this level of production, you can now start thinking about marketing and how to market. It should be advisable you employ a marketer or a personnel that will help you to market these products to your potential customers and as well make good sales for you. And don't forget as well, you need to buy or open a company's account with any of the bank of your choice to keep record of your expenses, your income, and every other thing, transactions going on in your company. So I believe this video will go a long way to give you an insight on how to go about it. Please feel free to contact me if you need assistance or need a professional like me to help you to open your brand. I charge a token. I will help you, guide you on the steps more to take and how as well to run your business. If you still need workers to work for you, you send me a DM with the number on the screen. I will help you to make a post for workers, but you must make sure you have accommodation for them, because that's the reason I said you need to get an apartment, because the apartment will serve your workers to sleep over and to also work for you. For some of them that might need accommodation, the apartment you get for your work, they will make use of one room to sleep while they are working for you. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Feel free to comment. Tell me how impactful this video is to you, and also comment and tell me any area you wish for me to make more videos on. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.